Good evening, YouTube family. Welcome to another Two Family Homestead live stream. Woo!
Well, hello everybody. How we doing? It'd be Thursday afternoon. Got a few people in here. Thank you all for being here. Let's see here. Dutch Off Grid, Making Lemonade, Speed Streak. Sounds like a new name. Geeky Gardens, Small Town Preparedness. And of course our Stream Elements bot is in here. And the reason the bot is in here is to put your name on the wheel. It's your responsibility to do that, not mine. If you type in !wheel, and I will just do it right here. But our wonderful bot. What am I doing here? Here we go. Our wonderful bot will give you a link to the form that you fill out to put your name on the wheel. And we will spin the wheel from time to time. Do I want to say it's time to time? But we will spin the wheel. And should your name be selected, your channel goes up on the screen and gets a short critique by me. Not that I'm all that wonderful or whatever, but we have certainly been around the block a time or two. And I'm going to say we're a pretty good student of the game here. Some of the things we'll be looking at on your channel include things like the channel name. Is it a good name, or is it a name that it's going to be very difficult for somebody to find your channel should they just hear the name of your channel? That includes everything down to spelling or commonplace names. For example, if your name is Sue Smith, the last thing in the world you will want to do is to have your channel named Sue Smith. There's already probably 50 or more channels named Sue Smith, so that is not the thing to do. We will also look at your channel art. Channel art includes things like your banner, your icon. We will look at the channel description and see if it's easy to read, if it's easy to understand, if it gives what we feel an appropriate amount of information without giving away too much. You have stuff in there that's that maybe you shouldn't have, for various reasons, and we'll explain that as we run across it and if we see it. We'll look at playlists. We'll talk about do's and don'ts in your playlist as far as having them public or having them private, and what kind of content you should include in the playlist. We'll take a peek at your thumbnails and see if you are, see what your thought process is on thumbnails as far as the creation of thumbnails. Your overall channel presentation, how does it appear to others? We'll also take a look and see if you have a channel trailer or not. Channel trailer is an advertisement for your channel. And when we do our looking at your channel, we do it all with a screen that is not signed into YouTube. Not being signed in, in going to somebody's channel, you would be presented with their channel trailer to automatically play to tell one a little bit about the channel. So we'll instantly know by going to these channels with this not signed in browser if you have a channel trailer there or not. And on the flip side of that, there is also a location where you can put a featured video for those people returning to your channel that are already subscribed. Some other people in here. Let's see. Walls Farm, Sunday's Place, Farmoki. Is it Sled Tea? Is that what it is? Or is it pronounced some other way? Is it Farmoki Slet? S-L-E-D-T? Just enunciate every letter? I'm just not sure how that goes with that. Camping with Clammy. Camping with Clammy. Dutch Off Grid. How you doing? Kinfolk Farm of Georgia. So, is everybody doing well? Is everybody, most of you in here probably know we tend to follow along the homesteading genre, prepping genre. We're not a gaming channel. We're not a drama channel. We're not a cooking channel, but we very much enjoy them, and we've had them on here. But we tend to follow more into the homesteading area, and I see that we do get people in here, and we welcome them all the time. That they come from different areas of expertise and so forth, and I'm guessing this Camping with Clammy is one of those type of channels. I bet obviously it appears anyway that by your name that your context is going to be upon camping. I don't know if it's like full-time, part-time. Just enjoy it. If it's primitive, or if you go with the $250,000 luxury motorhomes. I have no idea. But maybe we'll find out if your name is drawn. Put your name on the wheel. Type in !wheel. You'll be presented with a link from our channel bot to go to a web page to fill out a very short form. All we're asking for on that form is, what is your channel name? Don't put your name, put your channel name. And if you would, spell it exactly the way that your channel name is spelled, because that's what I get to go by to try to find your channel. Britton Farm Homestead. Good to see you in here. Okay, so I think I've pretty well explained everything. I will also state, let's see, I'm sure that I've got some mods in here, but Gemini Homestead is in here. Thank you so much, Gemini Homestead. Making Lemonade from Lemons is also in here. A couple of our mods. All right, which is good because Sherry is not with me here tonight. So, gonna need you guys to kind of help me out here. So my hands are going to be full trying to watch all this stuff, keep everything going. And so to get started, let me see. Smudge has his mask on. our girl that's over washing the wheel, she has her mask on, as you can see right about now. And the wheel's slowly rotating. The entire wheel on the background is all automatic. As you put your name into that form, it gets inserted into a spreadsheet which is linked to the wheel. There may be an occasion where I have to relink the spreadsheet, but it's updated real time, provided it remains linked, and just makes it so much easier for me. So let's go ahead and give this wheel a spin, and let's see what channel we can come up with first. Okay, looks like we are coming up with Nate's Mountain Homestead. Nate's Mountain Homestead. Get myself rearranged here a little bit. All right, what you're seeing on the screen here is a browser that is not signed in to YouTube. So let's see if we can find Nate's Mountain Homestead. Nate's Mountain Homestead, 121 subscribers, got 32 videos. So, easy enough to find. We'll open it up here and see what we have. He does have a channel trailer. It's 1 minute, 21 seconds long. It's a good length. Channel trailers generally, rule of thumb, 30 seconds to no more than 3 minutes at a max. And the banner up on top is always a good place to have your name and any other pertinent information that you might like to share, as far as you upload videos 7 times a day and you live on 4,000 acres or whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter, but it's just a place where you can, it's your billboard. It's your billboard alongside the road. So he's done a nice job here, and he does have his information on here. Nate's Mountain Homestead, laid out in such a way that no matter what the device is, it could be viewing this, whether it be a TV set or a smartphone. It is going to display that Nate's Mountain Homestead in it. So let's go take a quick peek at his About page. And this states, the description states as follows. After 20 years of living in Phoenix, Arizona, I have moved back to my home state of West Virginia. After losing my mom to heart disease in February of 2019, I decided it was time to make a change to my lifestyle. Just 9 months after losing Mom, I closed on a house sitting on 1.3 acres in the mountains of West Virginia. This channel is me documenting my journey and learning what it takes to be a homeowner and a homesteader. I'm going to be growing my own food and eventually adding animals when I've gotten more comfortable. I'll warn you now, I have no idea what I'm doing. I've never grown food, raised animals, or owned a home. Join me by subscribing and we can learn together. If I can't teach you how to do something, I'll surely teach you how not to do it. Oh, and my dog is here too. He thinks I'm insane for doing this. Let's prove him wrong together. Okay, very, very interesting. We'll talk about that here in just a moment. I'll continue down the page. He does have his email address here. I can tell that because it's asking me to sign in to see it. And he has links to Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook as well. So let's jump back up here to the descriptions, and we'll get a full page view here because that will spread it out as best as possible. Typically, rule of thumb, no paragraph should exceed 3 lines in length on a full page. This is the layout that you're looking at here now would be considered to be a full page. And if you have this menu point down the left here, then you have a partial page, and you can see how it can increase the size of these paragraphs. So full page view. So your second paragraph is perhaps maybe a line too long, but not a big deal. It's pretty easy to read. You give some information. You have a short story here that you're talking about, that you're telling. You do give a location. You say that you don't know what you're doing, and that's not too many people come right out and say that, because believe me, we have a tremendous number of people here that they, what's the politically correct way to say this? It's my way or the highway. We know how to do it. Nobody can tell us differently. And that's not the case at all. Never is the case. I think it's well done. Point I could make is, for everybody here, this description does not have to remain in its format for the entire length of time that you have your channel. As things change, come in here and change this. Keep it up to date. There may be a time when you no longer want to refer to losing your mom. Could be, I don't know. I'm just saying, leave that doorway open. And obviously, you've done that here. So let's jump back to playlists. See if you have any, and you have a couple. And let's real quick just look at the explanation of a playlist. A playlist is here's the key words, it's a group of videos that have a common thread or a common theme. So, typically, a playlist is for your channel. Why would you create a playlist for somebody else's channel? Consequently, the videos contained within your playlist should be your videos. There are exceptions to that. If your channel enters into some sort of a collaboration with another channel, well, at that point, that channel or any other channels that are in that collaboration, well, now you're working toward a common goal. So it's a common theme, common type video, and those are the ones that are perfectly acceptable in my eyes and many others, that is the only time you should see somebody else's videos in your playlist. How many videos does it take to create a playlist? Only one, and we see that here in a couple things here where he only has one video in it. But don't leave it that way. Don't leave it that way. Create a playlist if you're going to assemble more videos, but don't just leave it with one video. In a relatively short period of time, be that, I'm going to say, within a month or something, you really should have at least another, if not two more videos into that playlist. Otherwise, what's the point in having a playlist of one video? So, the other thing that's very, very important with a playlist is there is a spot for description. Many people miss this. They overlook it. So I always open a couple at random just to see if they did do it here, and I see that you do have a description right here on this playlist of projects. Let's look at your weekly vlog. And again, you do have a description. It's a little short, but you do have a description. Don't be afraid to embellish these playlists with these descriptions. And we'll show you why here in a moment. Let's take a peek at your videos. And I'm going to show the last, see if we can get about the last 18 of those on the screen here for people to glance at. And look, the last 18, I found this to give a pretty good representation of what you've been doing over the past couple days. You know, if you're cranking out 18 videos in a couple days, you're really working hard at it. But this gives a good overview of your style as to what you're doing with your videos. Now, a couple things to keep in mind, and just put these in the back of your mind. Text on a thumbnail. So here's some very, very common rules. If you're going to put text on a thumbnail, number one, it has to be legible. If you make it so small, or make it so that it blends into everything else on the thumbnail so you can see that it's there but you can't read it, it does absolutely no good to have it there. One of the other things is, if the text on a thumbnail does not add to the video, what's the point? The text on a thumbnail should not be the same as the title. A one single keyword perhaps could be, but it should not be the same thing as the title, because then you're just repeating. But the thumbnail is what people look at. That's what gets people to it attracts people's eyes. So let me get my magnifying glass here. Without the magnifying glass, this one I think is a little bit tough to read. It just is borderlining on the small side. This one is pretty darn good. You've got outlining around the text. Nice job. Outlining around the text, easy to read, easy to read. Although you have outlining around the text, again, the size overall is a little bit on the small side, so it's a little tougher to read. This is another one. Whenever you can use an exclamation point or I forget, I'm sorry. What's it called? The little star key above the 8. When used in a form like this, well, that attracts attention. That attracts attention. I'd say overall you've done a pretty nice job. Keep in mind that on thumbnails, faces, whether they be human or animal, attracts people. So faces with expressions, surprise, terror, happiness, sadness, all of those things, it attracts attention. People's eyes are drawn to it, whether it be a people face or an animal face. If you don't have a person's face in it, well, then you better have zoomed in on a subject. Now, this is just, it says a grow light, and obviously the red and white LEDs there. By just looking at the picture, I don't think you could tell that's supposed to be a grow light. So the text is necessary there, and obviously you've changed the title of the video from the text on it, so that's all plus stuff. Absolutely, that's all plus stuff. Keep in mind, thumbnails should be a high quality image, something easy to read, something that pulls attention, and I have as much problem doing these as anybody. I don't know if, I guess I'm curious for those of you in the chat here, and let me, I see that we have Brenda in here, Duncan 1900, thank you for being here. You have just me tonight, so my moderators, if you could kind of help me out, we will certainly try to get through this together here. Where was I at? Okay. The text on the thumbnail. We talked about the text on your thumbnails. Overall, I'm going to say these look very, very, very good. All right, let's look back at your home page. and see if you've done any rearranging, and you have. You have, of course, the uploads is the default container, but you have then put in some playlists individually, which is exactly the way to do it. So your project playlist, I want you to note, here is that description for that project's playlist. So if that were a little more detailed, you'd have more text in a description level here to share with whoever's on your page. That's why you want to be maybe a little bit wordy with that. So projects is here. Now you have another one, budgeting homesteading for the beginner. And in this one, you've put it into a vertical format. So you've added 2 playlists. You can do more. You can absolutely do more. I think you're doing a great job. If I'm not mistaken, I think we talked before, and this is a picture of your place, your castle in the wilderness. And I think overall you're doing a great job. Just keep it up. I will say you're the one that has to promote your channel until you get some more followers. So Nate's Mountain Homestead, he's got 122 subscribers. I hope to see you in lots of other people's live chat, because that's how you become known. And we'll just kind of move forward from there. If you have any questions, please ask. Let me that closed and go get the wheel back again. This our autism garden. Okay. This is our autism garden. This is a very, very new channel. I only have but 7 subscribers. I'm sure we can get them a few more subscribers here today. They've only got 4 videos, so they're a very, very new channel. I will make note here that on your logo or avatar or whatever it is you want to call it, you might want to do just a touch of editing, because it's a little bit off center here. So you can alter the size of that just a little bit in any editing program. Okay, has a channel trailer here. It was put up 2 weeks ago, and it's just over 3 minutes long. So that's pressing here just a little bit, and that's fine. The banner, nice looking banner. This is our autism garden. Now let's talk about the banner here for just a moment. You have how many different types of text here? This is something you want to be careful of. You have 3 lines with 3 different types of text. So this just goes into pure graphical editing concepts, I guess would be the way to put it. The other thing is, anytime you use a scripted font, be sure that it's at least this type of a scripted font where it's almost like a print script. Those are very easy to read, whereas a very fancy script is not so easy to read. Keep in mind, you have a world audience. We have a wonderful gentleman here in the chat right now that is from overseas. There may be more, but I do know one in particular here. And English is not his first language. So that's only one reason, but that's a good enough reason to have have your font, have your text in such a way that it's easily legible by all parties. Okay, let's go look at your About page. And the description reads as follows. Welcome. We are so happy you are here. We are a family of 4 living on the eastern side of Tennessee. As for now, we are selling our home in 2020. My name is Kitchira. My friends call me Kit. I have autism. My husband's name is Larry. He will rarely appear as he is a bit camera shy, but that is okay. We have been married 15 years this year and has defined that as the year 2020. Karina is my eldest. She also has autism. She is and forgive me if I butcher this too badly, congenitally and developmentally delayed, but she's the sweetest little girl you will ever meet. And she will talk your ear off about, I bet that's supposed to be of the Pokemon and favorite shows. My youngest is Corey, and he's a talented, outgoing, and on most days, sweet and helpful little boy. On most days. Very cute. He too has autism, along with a multitude of behavioral and mental disorders that makes it so he has trouble controlling his emotions and expressing himself. Join us as we tackle everyday tasks that are so easy for many but can be challenging for us, as we work in our small potted garden and tackle household chores. Okay. My biggest suggestion for what you have here is you have one big paragraph. And the paragraph, when you put this many lines together, it presents a problem for the majority of people. One, their attention span is no more than 3 seconds, 8 seconds. So they're going through here and they lose it. Always try to divide this up into multiple paragraphs. No paragraphs exceeding 3 lines. That's just rule of thumb. So if you went to this, our home in 2020, period, then skip the line. And then you, see if I can get this to work this way. And went to here, and then skipped another line, and then started talking about your kids, and then skipped another line. It would make it just a little bit easier to read, an easier flow, and I think it would behoove you to do that. Email address is here in the proper place. You have placed links for a PayPal tip jar and a Facebook page. And of course, those are reflected on your banner up here as well. Playlists, you have no playlist yet at this time. And videos, well, you just got a few of those. We only got 4 videos here, but that's a start. That is a start. Now, with only 4 videos, you're obviously just getting the hang of it. I only see one thing to be mildly critical of, and that's this one. Welcome to our channel, because this, at least wise, this first part looks to be done with a cell phone that is done in a portrait mode. Because of that, you get black side boxes on each side of the screen, and typically, for the most part, it's something that kind of turns people off. They want to see that whole window full of video, and in order to do that, all you have to do is hold that phone sideways. But that's the only one I see like that. Obviously, I'm not looking through the rest of these. With just 4 videos, you're fine on the first page. As you develop and get more videos, you'll create some playlists. You will modify your front page. So that's all stuff coming. That is all stuff coming. I think you're doing a great job. I think you got some basics well in hand here. I'd work just a little bit on the description. You might. No, you just need to work on videos. You need to work on content. That's where you need to go with this. Do you have any other questions of us? No? All right. Well, before I bring the wheel back up again, let me bring this up. Hold on. Okay. Something that I've just developed is something I'm marketing. It's my art, and it's been kind of going like gangbusters here. For one of the many products that we make. Sherry also makes masks. If anybody has an interest in that, please email us to familyhomestead, gmail.com, and we can certainly help you out with that. All right, let's get the wheel back up here. This is Autism Garden. Thank you for being here tonight. Looks like we're going to Sonny's place. Sunny's Place has 406 subscribers. Congratulations on hitting the 400. 54 videos. Very interesting little logo here. There we go. And has a trailer video here that's, well, it's almost 5 minutes in length. So that's a bit on the long side. And I'm not hearing it. I have it turned down. I have that done for numerous reasons. Number one, I don't know what type of music you guys may be playing on some of your videos and stuff, so I can't just automatically play this unedited, if you would. But looking up here at the top, the banner is well done. It's well laid out. Very easy to read the text. You have a good high contrast between text and background. So well done on that. Let's jump back to the About page and find out a little bit about Sunny's Place. Sunny's Place. Wait a minute. Get at it, Daryl, huh? Okay, Sunny's Place. We'll try to get at it here. All right, Sunny's Place is an 11-acre homestead in rural Missouri, where a family of 4 is learning how to grow and raise the best food possible. Of course, that's all subjective. We're currently growing food in various size hugelkultur beds that we plant rotationally and use succession planting to grow for the better part of the year. We also have a 12 by 20 foot organic strawberry patch that generates an alternative income to the homestead. We have a small orchard with apple, peach, sour cherry, nectarine, plum, fig, pawpaw, and pecan trees. We currently have a mixed flock of egg-laying chickens and ducks who keep our pantry stocked with deliciously nutritious eggs. In June of 2020, we'll be raising our first meat birds. Come back to that here in a second. We're also handy people and love to build things. When we're not growing our food or hanging out with the chickens, you can catch us working on various DIY projects or banging out hot steel into knives and other tools. Follow along as we learn to grow and build our best life. Okay. Wow, you got a lot of stuff in here. So let's talk about it here just for a moment. Plus side. Absolutely big plus side. You give a generalized location. Big plus. You give a size of the property that you're on. It's 11 acres. Now, one of the reasons why this is so important is because this creates a relationship with folks. If you're going to talk about gardening, for example, and you live on a small city lot and you just have a small 8 by 10 foot garden, your gardening experiences are not going to reflect well with somebody, for example, like Deep South Homestead, where their gardens are huge and they grow lots and lots of stuff. So by putting a size in here, by putting the overall size of the property, the location, that's all stuff that locks in with your viewers. You do mention the fact that you are using hugelkultur beds. You're talking about rotational planting and succession, and that in addition to just growing for yourself, you apparently raised some strawberries for a little sideline income. this is all just, it's really well done. Where it tripped me up was in this area right here. We have a mixed flock of egg-laying chickens and ducks who keep our pantry stocked with deliciously nutritious eggs. I think I would have maybe gone to a new paragraph, because all of a sudden you're talking about meat birds, and it took me by surprise. And again, I'm not the English major, but it did not flow well for me. Email address is in the proper location. You have links to Instagram and Facebook. I'm going to say overall, it's just absolutely wonderful, spot on. Playlists. You got a couple playlists. And I'm just going to glance here, and we're going to open up a couple and see if you remember to put in that all-important description. And you did. Good description here. Great description. And let's try this one. And another good long description. Fabulous. Let's go look at your videos. Thumbnails in particular. Let me get the last 18 up here. All right. I think everybody in here, just glancing at this page that's up on the screen right now, can easily see that you are doing a fantastic job with your thumbnails. You're using, I'm going to call it a blocked text concept, where you have a brushed out or a square rectangle, some sort of contrasting image in a plain color behind the text, where it's easy to read the text, easy to see everything, and just makes the text jump out. Now, having said all that, now it's time to get picky. One of the things that you have to be very cautious of is the lower right-hand corner of any of your thumbnails belongs to YouTube. As you can see in this one, they put a timestamp right over top of your really nice graphic. That's the only one that it's actually covering. I mean, it almost is here, your part 2 but this is the only one that it's actually covering. But again, it's something to keep in mind. Just fabulous. Good facial expressions. We mentioned that with the previous one. Great facial expressions. Jumps out. Those that do not have the face in them, you've got good clear pictures. Just doing a fantastic job. Jump back on the home page, and you've done a little bit of modifying here. So you have your uploads, which is the default. Then you've added a single playlist. Great, great, great. Look at all this information. Just fabulous. Great job. Sonny's Place. If you're not subscribed to them, you should be. So go ahead and check them out. They just crossed the 400 mark on subscribers. So let's add a few. And yeah, Camping with Clemmy, they do pop. Absolutely. We had, was it last week? Well, it must have been a week ago. Tuesday, we had a young lady on our Tuesday show that talked about Canva and creating thumbnails in Canva and how she does it. She's also a web designer. Surprised she's not in here. Is it Copperhead Farms out of Pennsylvania? Crystal. She did a great job. We're going to get her back again on another Tuesday show, and that is an online program that you can create banners and thumbnails from. You do not have to go with a paid version. There's a lot of stuff you can do with the free end of it, and for maybe just getting your feet wet as far as creating some thumbnails and some ideas, that's certainly one place to go look at. So check back. I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago. Not just this past Tuesday, but the Tuesday before that. She was on Copperhead Farms. It's on the thumbnail that she was on the show, so it should be real easy. Crystal went back to work. Well, well, certainly she did. Yeah, Copper Kettle Farms. I was saying Copperhead. I knew that wasn't right. Copper Kettle Farms. So that is Canva's a great online program. It's a good resource to utilize. Okay, Sonny's Place, fabulous job. Thank you so much for being here. Always good to see you. Okay, we're still. Get the wheel back over here. Give it another twist. Oh, this our autism garden. If you're out and about here this afternoon, you best stop at a gas station on the way home and get you a $1 lottery ticket because you are this is your lucky day. You have been hit twice on this one today. Britton Farm Homestead. Britton Farm Homestead has 124 subscribers, and they have a baker's dozen, not a baker's dozen, because that's 13. So they just have my baking dozen of 12 videos. Let's go look at the channel here. Oh, it's looking back at me. Very, very cute picture. But we have a problem. So let's get the problem out of the way here right away. Let me get my wonderful marker out here. Somewhere in the vicinity of right about here to right about here. Well, I can't draw a straight line to save myself here tonight. Anything to the outside of those red lines, thereabouts, is not going to show up on a cell phone, on a handheld device, on some tablets, especially the smaller tablets. So, although you have your logo here on your banner, and it displays well for my desktop, my laptop, it will not show on a handheld device, which is a shame. So if you were to move this, do it this way. if you were to take this logo right here and move it right in between these two goats, put it right in here, just for example, you would still maintain these wonderful expressions that these goats have, where they're all just eyeballing you. And you could have that Britain Farm Homestead logo right here, and it would show up on all devices. All right, enough of that. I do not see a trailer video, so that's something that's real easy to do, and they're really kind of fun to do. Just consider it to be an advertisement for your channel. Something quick, light. Hi, this is so-and-so, and our channel is Britain Farm Homestead, and expect to see the antics of our goats, or we're gonna show you clips of our 500-acre farm, or whatever you have. Something light, easy, quick moving, 30 seconds to 3 minutes. A lot of people will tell you 30 to 90 seconds, but I always say it's 3 minutes because it's so hard to get something done in 90 seconds. So 30 seconds to 3 minutes, and it will show up right here. Let's go look at the About page, and I will go through the description, see what it has to say. We wanted to leave the city and the rat race and live a simpler life. We sold our house, bought 14 acres, and moved. We are off the grid in Georgia with no utilities at this time. This channel will document the troubles and victories of our homestead. I will be posting a video weekly of what we are working on around the homestead. These will include construction of buildings, barns, and our house. I will also include some how-to videos, which will range from home-cooked meals and how to make birdhouses and planting vegetables. Join us on our journey from the city life to the simple country living and self-sustainable life we are making for our family. Nice description. Says a lot in just a couple paragraphs here. Nice job. You do have a link to Facebook. You have your email address here. See if you have any playlists created. You have a few. And so I'm going to open a couple and see if you included such things as descriptions on these playlists. And you did. I think you've been here before and know that. Nice job. Good job. Take a peek at some of your thumbnails. Get the last 12 videos up here. Okay. I like your thumbnails. Now, having said that, let's talk about potential improvements. The text here is a little bit on the small side. The adding fodder to our farm to cut feed costs. If you feel that text is necessary on the thumbnail, it's too darn small. I have a magnifying glass out here and I can read it, but if I take that off, I can't read it. The text here, garden update. It doesn't, there's not enough contrast between garden update and the background. That's problem number one. Problem number two is it's almost verbatim to your title. So consider this. You use the same picture. The expression is great. And rather than put garden update, let's just say that on an angled line, get my little pen here, on an angled line, maybe go on in this direction. And in big bold letters, you just write the word update. And I can't hardly do it here, but you have it going across here, so it slaps you in the face. Easy to read. Jumps right out at you. Then in your title, you can put gardening update. But that separates it. That keeps it separate. It's not redundant. One of the plus things, in my opinion, one of the very plus things that you're doing here is you have started out on putting your logo up in the corner of every video. I think that's a great idea. They instantly identify these videos as yours. Makes it easy to spot these videos on any page. If there's a whole list of other videos, you can instantly see these are your videos. I think it's great. The overall concept of your thumbnails is good. Just be cautious as to, number one, size of text. Number two, the contrast of the text in the background. And number three, the wording of the text. Does it add to the video, or should it not be there at all? And on a thumbnail, often less is more. Go back to your first page here. You only have a dozen videos. I'm not going to say anything about this. I don't think you should change anything yet. Get double those videos. Get another 12 or 20 more videos out, and then start maybe worrying about making this a little fancier. Written Farm Homestead. Like what you're doing. If you did this Written Farms, Simple Farm Life, if you did this little badge here, you did a fabulous job. I'm going to tell you right now. If you hired it done, that's fine too. But if you took the time to graphically design this, kudos to you, because it's well done. I'm a little surprised that you're not using this as your logo over here. I'm just a little surprised at that. So, but maybe that's for down the road. Oh, let's go back to your videos one more time here. I mentioned about these, and in talking about the other channels as well. Something you can always do on your channel, is you can change your thumbnail at any time. You don't have to wait for the 5th Wednesday of the month. You can do it today. It takes very, very little time. You can go in and edit the thumbnail daily if you wanted to, without hurting your video. Unless you really put a bad thumbnail on it, that potentially could hurt the video. But on the other hand, it could also take an older video and rejuvenate it and get it kicked off and started again. So things you can do: you can edit the thumbnail, you can edit the title, that can also be changed. You can add informational screens or end screens onto that video. You can also change the metadata, the underlying keywords and stuff on that video. Those can all be changed at any time, multiple times, daily if you wanted to, without hurting yourself. All right. Let's bring the wheel back up here. The Lear's Farmish. Okay, the Lear's Farmish. I hesitated for just a moment because Lears sound very familiar to me, but this overall name does not. So let me see what we have here. I'm not gonna put the quotes in. Yeah, I will, just to see. Very interesting. I mean, obviously, well, I'm not sure here. So I have a, I'm going to filter this down to channel. And as I filter it down to channel, although I put in the Lears Farmish, I come down to the Lears. So your channel name, technically, at least at this point in time, is the Lears. Although a lot of your videos are using the term Farmish in it, which is all fine and good. But channel name is technically just the Lears. 137 subscribers. And I see that you have a 46-second promo video here. Fantastic length. Let's talk just for a moment here about your banner. I like the picture of the banner, but your text area / logo is just on a handheld device. You're never going to be able to read that. It's just way too small. I mean, I can see here what it is if I bring the magnifying glass out. But you probably need, if you want to use that, you probably need to make it at least this size, maybe in this area, kind of fit it between this head and this head, and make it as big as you can here without covering up too much, and then see what it looks like. So the Lears, let's go to the About page and let's see what your description reads about your channel. The description is life on a small farm, farmish as we like to call it, living our lives, raising a few goats, chickens, and whatever else comes our way. While John does most of the work on the farm equipment, home repairs, and upgrades, they both cook and take care of the animals. We try to show our struggles as we attempt to learn how to do things many farmers know by heart. Vonda and I both were on farms from time to time as kids, but it was not until we left the big city that we were fortunate enough to land on a place where we can do this. None of what we do could be possible if not for a very wonderful landlord who enjoys the same things as us. And we have a big storm coming through here right now, so just in the event we lose power or something, you will know. Okay. I want to come back to the description. We're going to continue on this page very quickly. You do not have your email address in here. YouTube has provided you a location to put that where it lays behind a wall that one has to be signed in to get to it. You do have a link to Facebook. I know that is perhaps another way to get a hold of you, but email address is really pretty important. Jump back to your description. And again, I'm not the English major. I don't want to talk in present tense, past tense, third party, this and that. But I suspect some of the writing here, it makes it a little bit difficult to figure out. For example, here you're saying they both cook and take care of the animals. So who's talking about this? I mean, is this somebody else that's making this description? And then down here it says we tried to show. So I don't know who the author is on this. I don't know where this is at. I don't know how much property it is. So these are all little tweaks you can make with this. You can put down the size. You can put down the general area. I'm not saying to give a street address, but I'm saying if you're in Maine, it might be good to say, well, hey, we're in central Maine, and it gives people an idea what to expect in your area weather-wise. And like I say, I'm not sure who is writing this, who is telling this story. So just a couple things to think about and look at here. You have one playlist. Let's go see if you have a description on this playlist, and you do not. So this is a good place to put that description. And I'm looking here at your playlist, and fortunately, because of the way that you have titled your videos, and I'll just kind of make an observation. Let me put it that way. I don't see an episode 10. I just glanced down through here real quick, and it jumped out at me. There's no episode 10. I don't know what happened to it. So we'll talk more about the titles after we look at more of them. Let me close this playlist. Go back and look at some of your thumbnails and titles and see what we have here. And I like a lot of the pictures on your titles. I like a lot of the pictures. A+ on pictures. Good facial expressions. High definition pics. Good job. Not so good job. See, with every plus there's a minus. Isn't always the case. Text is so small, difficult to read. I get my magnifying glass out here, I can. But this is made more difficult for two reasons. Number one, the size is too small. Number two is it's a scripted text, which makes it tougher to read. Again, especially for maybe people that don't have English as a first language that may be perusing your page here. Let's jump on across here again. The text is so small. Small text. That's pretty much the overall thing here. Yeah, it's just. Let me get the past. There we go. Now, I really like what you've done here with the style. And I understand, and I certainly do appreciate you doing the blocked out area behind the text to make it stand out. But again, it's so small. And if you ever have any doubt, if you have a cell phone, if you have a smartphone, take a look at these thumbnails with in a smartphone, and do they make sense to you at that point? That's a good way to judge. A high percentage of your viewers are on smartphones. Now let's talk real briefly about your titles. And I will be the first one to admit here, I have, Sherry is probably already subscribed to you. She subscribes to everybody. but I don't recall seeing any of your videos personally. And because of that, it's hard for me to follow along because all of your titles are the same with just an episode number changing. For the most part. I mean, you've got a couple odd ones thrown in there, but for the most part, the only difference is this episode. And by the way, here's the one that's missing out of your playlist. Here's episode 10. So you need to put that into your playlist. Tell me how this is going for you. It's certainly not a way that I would do it, but I don't know. I mean, is this an ongoing story type format that you're using with your videos? Typically, what you would find, say, in a TV show where every week you get a new episode. I don't know. We'll leave it at that. You're going to have to be the judge of that or somebody else. I don't have that insight at this point in time here. Back to the homepage. Again, you don't have that many videos out there yet, so I think you're fine on your homepage. And we've said all we can. The Lears, nice job. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it very much. And hope that you got something out of it. Let's go ahead and get the wheel back up here again, as it is absolutely pouring outside here. It has darkened up quite a bit, as you can probably see behind me, because I'm actually sitting in our living room, and behind me is the big picture window that goes outside. Britton Farm Homestead we have already looked at, I believe. Did we not? Okay, help me. Did we already look at Britton Farm Homestead? I'm sorry. Yes, we did. Okay, so Britton Farm Homestead, if you're out and about, make a stop at the local gas station, get yourself a $1 lottery ticket, and see if you win $2. Clamping with Clammy. Camping with Clammy. Well, I'm kind of glad that your name came up, because I've been intrigued here. Welcome to Chickenlandia. I will check the wheel here in just a moment. Let me get clamping. Chickenlandia, I do see what you're saying, so I will check here. Camping with Clammy. 739 subscribers, 48 videos. I will open that up here in just a moment. I'm going to go check and see. Okay, yeah, you are here. Welcome to Chickenlandia is here. So, took me a minute to find it. There's no alphabetical order on this. If I copy and paste all the names and put them in alphabetical order, I can find them. All right. So, Camping with Clammy is where we're at. 739 subscribers, 48 videos. very interesting picture banner, and I am certain that they are aware of this based upon what just the overall layout that I see here. But on a phone, we'll just mention this so everybody is pretty aware of this. Let me move this out of the way. Just about where the picture changes here on both sides. And I'm guessing that Camping with Clammy knows this very well just because of the way this is laid out. This center part, this is displayed across all devices, be it a TV set to a very tiny smartphone. On laptops / desktops / tablets and so forth, you will get varying degrees of these other two pictures on the end added to it. So, nicely done. I call that a degrading banner, which means that even if you're on a smartphone and you've never ever seen the outside ends of it, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. They have a 59-second channel trailer here, which is absolutely great in length. Let's go to the About page and find out a little bit more about Camping with Clammy. Description reads as follows: thank you for stopping by and checking out our channel. We like to do camping and outdoor stuff with some fun, easy cooking, as well as DIY to make that experience more fantastic, at the same time sharing it with friends and all with you. We're always going on a new adventure and learning something new. Okay, and then you have, we're going to talk about this in just a moment. All of the hashtag words. Please like, share, and subscribe. Check out our social media. You do have your email address, big plus on that, and you do have links to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Camping with Clammy merchandise. All right, you have dedicated an entire line here of hashtag words. And from hashtag words can hurt you frequently more than they can help you. Number one, that's if they're linkable. These are not even linkable. These are not doing anything for you. They're not doing anything for you. So there's just absolutely no point in having them here. If you add a hashtag word into a description where it becomes a clickable link underneath that video, all that does is it creates a clickable link for somebody to click on, which enters it into the search bar of YouTube. And unless you pretty well own the subject that you're talking about, chances are very good you have just chased people right off of your page and where you're going. Now, I like what you said here. However, I want to know a little bit more. And maybe this is, and I have to be a little cautious here because your genre is quite a bit different than what ours is. But one thing that I would like to know, because we do camping too, we do a lot of camping. I'd like to know, number one, what's the general area that you go to? I mean, do you travel the country? Do you just go camping in the state? Do you do primitive camping? Are you camping in a van? Are you camping in a motorhome? Do you have a camping trailer? A tent camper? And I'm sure that that you're familiar with a lot of the channels out there that do pursue camping as a primary genre that they follow. I think your title, your description, I think this can be a little better. Is Clammy a name or a nickname? I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm just asking. So let's jump back, see what you have in the way of playlists, and you've got some playlists. So let's see if you have descriptions. See, the nice part about what we do here is we talk a lot in general terms, where it doesn't matter what the genre is, and you have that description here. Wonderful. Let's open up one more, just to see if you still have the same thing, having fun camping. And again, you have added that description. Kudos to that. Let's take a peek at some of your... Well, wait a minute. I want to go back. I saw something here that jumped out. Okay. Fish family, I'm not sure what that is. That isn't what jumped out at me. Okay. I have no idea. Here is a playlist that you have 2 videos in. They're both private. If this is something for your purposes, that's fine. By all means, YouTube gives you the methods to do that. Just make this playlist private. Make it your playlist. Don't have it public. All right. So now we'll jump back to your thumbnails. Let me get the last 18 of them on the screen. And again, fabulous. The absolute great thing that you're doing here is the high contrast where you have your text on the screen. Having stated that, you also fall into the same thing where in some cases it's a little bit on the small side. So just for example, this with the black background, this is fabulous, easy to read. We'll come back to that. But in looking down through here, I see, I don't know if this is because it's a screenshot or what, but you have this smaller text here. I can see it's there, but you can't. Obviously, this is from a live stream. You just, you can't read it. In this one, it's covered up by the text. Again, this was a live stream. Same thing. So that seems to be the common denominator here. But yet, if you're going to the time to edit this, throw in some text here, I would step it up just a, in my opinion. Again, I would step it up a little more and remove this out of the shot. Go back to some of your older ones here, and I'm seeing here that this one does not have that black background. Camper remodel. DIY. Let's see. Fabulous. Just keep in mind, if the text on a thumbnail is not enhancing the content, it's hurting you to have it there. Jump back at your home page. Uploads as a default container. Cooking when camping. Fabulous. Camping DIY. Nice job. You've really done a nice job. So, like what you've done. I like your little logo. I will ask, is there a reason that this logo here in the center of your banner is not your logo down here? Just curious. Pretty neat. All right. Yeah, I think I'd want to put somewhere, if you're in the Midwest, northern states, southern states, where you're at, it looks to me like you're doing a lot of maybe primitive camping. I don't know. I was just glancing at your intro video here as it was going through. So, Camping with Clemmy, thank you so much for being here tonight. I hope that some of these people have picked up on this and you've garnished a couple new people that you could call your fans and have an interest in your content. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, glancing back up here, I'm here by myself, so I see Copper Kettle Farms. You have made it. Thank you so much for being here. BC Truck, thank you for stopping in. Always great to have you in the chat, sir. Yeah, Camping with Clemmy, thank you for being in here. And do come back and bring friends. We welcome everybody, and it makes it well-rounded. We have some folks in here from all different areas as well as countries. So, all right, let me get this changed. See, Chickenlandia just went by. Old Redding Farm. Old Redding Farm. Let's go find Old Redding Farm. $745 subscribers, 38 videos. Wow. Okay. Kudos on the banner. Absolutely. Very easy to read. Uses that logo just to kind of start it off with the big, bold, in-your-face text. And just in case anybody here missed it, I can tell just by looking at their banner, these folks are out of Connecticut. Or if they're not, they're fooling me on their banner. So, Old Redding Farm. What I'm not seeing here is I'm not seeing a trailer video. 745 subscribers. Let's go look at your About page. Let me read the description. And let's just kind of move forward. Let me first say they are pretty new channels. Says this channel was actually formed September 9th, 2019, so that's well less than a year. And the description reads, John and Catherine are a husband and wife team from Redding, Connecticut, growing some stuff, building some stuff, and raising some animals. We have chickens, a small herd of alpacas, Pumpkin, Mocha, Marshmallow, Macy, and Linda. I am guessing those are the names of the alpacas. Just a guess. And 2 dopey Great Danes, Pepper and Peanut. So you don't do anything small. You can follow our wacky adventures here and on Instagram at Old Reading Farm. Email address is here, and you have an Instagram link. No link to Facebook or any Facebook groups or anything of that sort. All right, Old Reading Farm. I am guessing that you are, at least what I'm going to say, in my opinion, you are probably bordering on homesteading / prepping / country living type genre, just based upon the little bit I'm reading in your description here. But to be honest, I'd like to see a little more. The description, I think, has minimalized your channel. Number one, there was no channel trailer to garnish information. When I come back to the description to learn a little more, it's minimized it. Whereas this is your place where you can throw your billboard alongside the highway saying, "This is our place, come look at us." You've not really done that. You have indicated an area that you're from, but some things you could add. Our farm consists of 80 acres or 400 acres or 12 acres or whatever the rough size is. You could put down something about the overall lay of the land if you're in a rolling country or hilly area or whatever that might be. Something to make a picture in somebody's mind as to what your property is so they can identify with it in a better form. You talk about obviously you're talking somewhat about farming here because you have chickens and a small herd of alpacas. Now, the one thing that I'm curious about with the alpacas, now, are these just as pets? Or do you do something with their hair, with their growth? Is this a business or is it a hobby? Two dopey Great Danes. Well, we know about big dogs at our channel here. But is your farm a working farm? You talk about you have some chickens and obviously some animals, but do you have an agricultural-based farm? Do you have gardens? Do you have and I think you can probably see where I'm going with this, but just expound on what you have here a little bit, in my opinion. Let's go look and see if you have any playlists up here, and you do. And, okay, well, I've learned something else here. You also have beekeeping, so you could have that in your description too, that you do bees. Let's see what you have here, and you do have a description on this playlist, which is fabulous. And we'll look at this one and see if you have the description. And you do. That's great. That's something that's so easily remembered. And I just have to look at this one too. Normally I stop at 2, but this one intrigued me. Because that's a nice size slab, so I see what you've done here. Now, it appears to me, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it appears to me that you have one video in here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So it's same title, same length. And I don't know if there's a reason to have the same video in here There are many times or not, but it appears that you do, and maybe you didn't even know it. So I hope that to be the case. Let's go look at your videos, your thumbnails. Okay. I'm going to say overall on your thumbnails, good job. Good job. The text is big enough. You can read. It's not hidden in areas. In some cases, the contrast could be better, but it's still legible. You've added some humorous additions to some of the thumbnails. For example, this setting up drip irrigation for raspberries. Well, no text in here, which is fine, but you put this little silcock up here that's dripping some water. So that's cute. Dorky people like myself, I notice stuff like that. So now I'm also going to talk about something else here that I see, because I don't see it on every video thumbnail, but I do see it on a number of them. A number of your thumbnails you seem to have in the lower left-hand corner, you have your logo. But I don't see it on every one. So I don't know if that was just an oversight. I guess maybe this one does have it. But I don't see it here. And I don't see it here. I don't see it here. It's very, very well muted. And that's okay if that's your style. Absolutely, that's okay. But again, I noticed the ones that don't have it because it's not there. Jump back at your home page. I would certainly try to get together some sort of a trailer video, which will pop right up here. You have modified your front page here by getting rid of that uploads container and putting your playlist out here. Just an absolute fabulous job. Nice job. Keep it up. Keep it up. 745 subscribers. I certainly hope that we've got some more interest for you here tonight, and that you become friends with, and a lot of people in this chat become friends with you in this wonderful world of YouTube. Old Redding Farm, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate having you. Let's go grab another channel. Nate's Mountain Homestead. Now, before I go to Nate's Mountain Homestead, see, Old Redding Farm, a lot of times we stumble across stuff you don't know existed on your own site here. Chicker Bouncing, hello. Crooked Woods Family Orchard, hello. Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It Homestead. A few more people in the chat here I don't think I've had the opportunity to say hello to. So Nate's Mountain Homestead. Let's go find you on the other computer here. We've already done Nate's Mountain Homestead, have we not? Did we do that? We most certainly did. We did Nate's Mountain Homestead earlier tonight. So I don't know that he's come back and changed anything. And I will also say to him, you need to, sir, if you are out, stop at a petrol station on the way home and maybe invest $1 in one of those little lottery tickets and see if you can double your money or better. Let's go give it another spin, see where we're at here. Old Reading Farm, same thing. This is pretty crazy. Get a lot of duplicates here tonight. There we go. Here's somebody new. Mulberry Branch Farm. Mulberry Branch Farm has 241 subscribers, 51 videos, and a horse on her shoulder. Okay, this is a different looking banner. Easy to read the multitude of pictures. The collage of pictures is muted in the background, almost maybe a little bit out of focus with a haze over top of them. Mulberry Branch Farm over the top with a deep shadow effect. 241 subscribers, and I do not see a trailer video. So let's jump back to the About page and see what the description has to offer us in the way of information on this channel. It reads as follows. Hello, dear viewer, and welcome to Mulberry Branch Farm. Our journey started 10 years ago on a 13-acre retired cornfield with a property line full of mulberry trees in east central Indiana. We love our little slice of heaven that we've built from the dirt up, hit the ground running, building our homestead, and haven't slowed down since. We have a vision for our life here on the farm and a goal to live a fulfilling and happy life. We love our goats, chickens, turkeys, and llama. We are blessed beyond measure to live off the land and teach our daughter the importance of hard work and self-sufficiency. If you share a similar vision, comment Mulberry on any of our videos. We post new videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Our content ranges from life on the farm to livestock care and husbandry, gardening, and our daily antics. Don't forget to subscribe and dig the notification bell. You do not want to miss our adventures. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook for real-time updates. Email addresses here, links to Facebook, links to Instagram, and congratulations on your challenge. This is what's called a hidden challenge. It's very few people will actually notice this, but those that do, it usually triggers them slightly that, hey, this is cute, this is different, this is neat. If you share a similar vision, this is their challenge. Comment Mulberry on any of their videos. And so they're just pretty much saying, hey, if you like what we're doing, if you have a similar concept, go to any of our videos and just type the word Mulberry in the comment. So, very good. Tells a lot about it, gives a location, gives the size of property. It does mention live off the land, but I'm seeing very, very little here in the way of, I guess what I'm saying is the door is open here to expound on things like gardening and various other aspects they have very, very briefly touched upon here. So this gives them opportunity to come back in the future and modify it, keep it fresh, and continue to add interesting content. Playlists, they have a couple. Let's just open a couple here at random. And great description on that. Let's check this one. Another great description. I got to do one more because they've just been fabulous. Okay. Look at the videos. Look at the thumbnails. Last 18 in front of you here. Okay. I have absolutely I have no complaints. Every one of these thumbnails you can read this, some a little better than others, but no problem. Nice job. Nice job. So Mulberry Branch Farm, great job on your thumbnails. On your home page, what have you done here? You left the uploads container. My challenge to you two is to get a trailer video created for out here. And then you've just added a single playlist. You know, you've got so much content here. I would add some more. That's would be my recommendation. I would add some more. What the problem with showing playlists in this fashion is you're not seeing the playlist description. If you follow what I'm saying, there's no description here. So if you go back into the playlist, this All Things Go Care playlist, and if we look at that playlist by itself, it has this wonderful description in here. None of this is showing on your front page because you don't have this playlist listed. You have this grouping of playlists listed. So this is me, I would go back to this page, I would eliminate this grouping and do these all individually. And I think you would be very, very happy with the results. Because it's going to feature at least 4 thumbnails from the last 4 of each of those playlists. It's going to give you the description from those playlists. I just think you would be much happier with the outcome on that. Mulberry Branch Farm, thank you for being here. Where are you from? Indiana. So, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. Let's see if we can get somebody else. I'm seeing a question here in the chat, so let me see if I can stop this. I have a question. In my playlist named Kids, for some reason YouTube has made copies of them. All right, we are going to go to Lavender Cottage Homestead. Before we did that, because of this particular question of real life with Michelle and Rob, and because they've asked this specific question, we're just going to go address this very, very quickly, because that's what we're here for, is to help you folks. Real life with Michelle and Rob. I'm going to jump into here. We're going to go right straight to the playlist. We're not going to take any other time. You were talking about my playlist Kids, which is right here. Now we're going to go view the full playlist. Okay. Close McDonald's. Those three. That's all the same video. Here's another one where there's three. Her first ride in a four-wheeler. Those have been duplicated. Okay, what you need to do here, and you may need to do this with all of yours, is you need to go in and edit these playlists. And where there's multiple of the same video, you just need to delete them. That typically can happen. It can happen a lot of times, depending upon your internet connection. If it's a little bit spiky, you'll maybe click on it and it sends it twice. That sometimes happens. I've seen that before in the past. I'm not saying that was the cause of it, but that is a potential cause. So, but yeah, you're just going to need to go into this playlist and any others that have this issue, and you're just going to have to edit them by hand. There's no getting around it. I don't know how you are putting your videos in the playlist, and I know that things have changed somewhat, but there are a couple ways to do it. Obviously, you need to be signed in to access your playlist to put them in, but you do not have to be in the YouTube studio to do it. You can do it in other ways. So I'm not sure if there's a blanket one best way to do it or not, but there's multiple ways. Videos can be placed in playlists, and I just have an idea. Yeah. I'm going to do some more looking at that, and perhaps if I run across something here this weekend, maybe next Tuesday, we can go deeper into that on Tech Tuesday as far as adding videos into playlists, and perhaps the best way to avoid this type of issue, because you're not the first person we've seen with that here just even this evening. All right, having said that, the next person that we pulled up on the list is Lavender Cottage Homestead. 256 subscribers. They have 64 videos, and they have a really nice billboard banner up here. You know, it reminds me of those ones alongside the highway where there's nothing there. And on some of those that have nothing there, they will have the verbiage that says, if your ad would have been placed here, it would have been seen by the 50 million people that pass by this site daily. This is your banner. This is your billboard. This is your place to talk about yourself. At bare minimum, I would have my channel name on that banner, preferably here in the middle. And if, in fact, you do not have or don't understand how the banners are done, or you're not familiar with some various types of photo editing programs, go back a week ago from this past Tuesday. So 2 Tuesdays ago, look on our Tuesday night live. We had a guest from Pennsylvania, Crystal Groves, from Copper Kettle Farms, and did a fabulous show me on using Canva, which is an online program. You can do it from your phone. You can do it from a laptop, a desktop, as long as you have internet connection. It's independent of operating system. So as long as you have an internet connection and you can bring up websites, you can go to this place and you can make a banner for your channel. And you can customize it, and it won't cost you anything. You do not have to get into the paid area. Obviously, if you do choose to pay for some services, you can really get into bigger, better, badder things. You can't see it. You're right. You can't see it. I apologize. Thank you. I'm sitting here by myself and I have somebody. Thank you. Brother, thank you so much. All right, so here's what I'm talking about. This is their homepage of Lavender Cottage Homestead. They have a very... See, I couldn't see it either. Isn't that amazing? That banner, there was nothing there, so nobody could see anything. But now you can all see what I was seeing, which was nothing. All right, Lavender Cottage Homestead, 256 subscribers. Let's jump to the About page, because there is no very short video that's generally called a trailer, which they could certainly add here as well. Description reads as follows. Welcome to Lavender Cottage Homestead, a little 3/4 acre homestead in southern Idaho. It's where I'm learning to garden and build a business using forest gardening and back to Eden concepts. Forest gardening is a low-maintenance, sustainable, plant-based food production and agroforestry system based on woodland ecosystems, incorporating fruit and nut trees, shrubs, herbs, vines, and perennial vegetables, which have yields directly useful to humans. Oh, if you wrote that from scratch, congratulations. You just passed your college thesis. If you copied that from some site, you might want to credit wherever you copied that from. All right. A lot said there. A lot said there with using big words, and for the most part, I'm going to say probably bigger words than need to be there. I think you've taken some folks and gone, what are they talking about? So you might want to dumb it down. You can reach out to me on my email address. This is a no-no. I'll be posting once a week, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. That's a yes. Then you put down a web URL and a Twitter thing here. So, this is also a no-no. The Twitter thing here is a no-no. Now, here's why. Let me explain this very quickly. You have an email address on a plain text web page that's out in the public. And there are web spiders scouring the internet, doing devilish things, some of them crawling out of the dark web and snatching up things like your email address, which can be used for then purposes you do not want it to be used for. All of a sudden, your email address could be involved in spam campaigns. It could be involved in just things you don't want it associated with. And you just have it out here for people to take. YouTube gives you a place to put that email address, and we think it is absolutely a must and importance to have it there. But it's behind a wall. Because I'm not signed in, I couldn't see it if it were here anyway, but I would have a little notation that says, please sign in to see email. And even then, I would have to click on it again. So they do have a location for you to put that email address and not have it out here in the beginning. These web URLs do absolutely no good up here because they're not hotspots. You have them down here. Here's a hotspot. Here's a hotspot. You could embellish the description here, make it look a little better, like my Twitter is here, or go to my Instagram here. I mean, you can make it say whatever you want and have the hotspot to the end of it, and that's what those are for. The only way that these work is if somebody copies it like this. So they copy the entire line. And if they do a right click on it, they could do a go to, or they have to copy it and paste it into a new browser, and just nobody's going to do that. So these don't do you any good. I would expand your description. When I say expand, I would make at least a couple more paragraphs. I would eliminate this stuff here that is not helping you. And I would make this easy to read in a language that's a little bit not so high end, that the typical person is going to be able to understand. That's just me. All right, playlists. Got some playlists, and we have talked about playlists here in the past. But let's look at a couple here. See if you have added such things as. Nope, there's no description. How about this one? Maybe I just picked one you forgot. No description. Why is a description necessary on a playlist? I've had people ask me this. And I can look at them and say, why is a description necessary on a video? Okay, well, maybe it's not. But would you put out a video without adding a description? I don't think so. I don't think so. So, jump back into these and add descriptions to these. And here's a good reason why. On your home page, you can feature these playlists individually here to enhance the presentation of your home page. And if you have that description, it's prominently displayed here. It is not if they're done as a group, but individually they are. Let's take a peek at your thumbnails on your videos. We'll look at the past 18 of them here. Get those up on the screen for everybody to see. Okay. In picture quality, I think, is very good. Picture quality is good. However, let's, since the whole idea here is to, well, how do other people see this? Let's take a look. Let me get a magnifying glass. The most recent one. And this is easy enough to read. You have the text on here. It says, seed starting made easy. Now, having said that, because of the background, the first word, seed, the S is almost blended into the background because there's not enough contrast. On the made, the E is almost blended into the background because there's not enough contrast. The rest of it is great and easy enough to read. You can follow it. Okay, well, the whole point here is that if the text lettering would have been outlined, would have been shaded, would have had some other contrasting color behind it, would have made it much easier to see. And let's go on to the next one, how to plant lavender. That's easy enough to see. But you know something? Your title of your video is exactly the same as your thumbnail, so that's pretty redundant. I don't think typically that would not be considered to be a best practice to repeat yourself on your thumbnail to your video title. Let's look at the next one. Manual well pump installation is the name of the video. No text on the title. Picture of a pump. Nice job. Easy to tell. This next one. Coronavirus staying positive. Everybody's got coronavirus videos out there. And that's all good, but the text is, there's not enough contrast. There's not enough contrast. And your text and video title are redundant. Same thing. So best rule of thumb I can say is, if you're going to put text on a thumbnail, if you do that, it needs to add to the content quality of the video. Has to add. Can't be the same. That's redundant. It can't be off topic because that could be construed as clickbait, but it has to add to it. Now, it can do so in a single word, in a catchphrase, in something that would be considered to be a keyword. But and frequently that's done. Frequently that is done where you have this one catchphrase, something to catch the eye, and then you expand on that in the title. I think you get the idea what we're talking about here, and the picture quality is very good. Nice job. All right, back on the home page. You've not done anything here. You can make this yours. You've got enough content. You certainly have enough subscribers that you can start building this out. So I would create some individual playlists after you have added descriptions on those playlists. I would create some individual playlists here. You have your choice of putting those containers into a vertical or horizontal format. The uploads by default is in the horizontal format. That can also be changed. And you also, I think I would create a trailer video. Lavender Cottage Homestead. Folks, I know it's after 7. Sherry is not here. Well, she's here, but she's not here. And we've got other people that are doing live streams here tonight, and I don't want to take away time from any of them. Some other ones that are going to be coming up here later this evening. Okay, moderators, help me here. I know that Broussard Homestead will be on later tonight. I know that Copper Kettle Farms will be on later this evening. Who else, mods? Help me here. Not finding any. Okay. There's somebody else. Hold on. Maybe I'll see something here. Oh, this is so wonderfully interesting. Okay, I went to my subscription page on YouTube, and YouTube is telling me there's a temporary problem showing the description. Matter of fact, YouTube is all hacked up here. So YouTube's obviously having some sort of issues. Revisit page shortly to try again. Their monkeys are on the loose. Is everybody in here doing okay? I hope. All right. I want to mention one more time the special deal that we have till the end of the put this over here. See if this works. Typically a 3-inch. I'll put this above my pocket here. You can get an idea. So 3-inch is what I recommend for on a pocket or above a pocket or on an arm sleeve or center top of back. I'm sure you've seen shirts that have that. 3 inches is what we recommend for that. Adult large shirts, somewhere between 10 to 12 inch. Kids shirts, just size down accordingly. And just remember, that helps our channel tremendously. So, having said all that, I want to thank everybody for being here. Check out all of our moderators. I'm assuming they're all still here. It's like the chat has frozen for me. What is going on here? Are we good? Are we still connected? Is anybody hearing me? Looks like we are. But the chat is not moved. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody's hearing me or not. I hope you are. want to say a special thank you to our moderators. Always appreciate you folks. If you'd like to become a member of Smudges Peoples, just click the join button below. We appreciate having you, and we thank you all very much for your assistance in helping to support the channel. So having said all that, I guess we'll say goodnight. Be sure to check out some of the other channels on the airwaves tonight, including Copper Kettle. And, gosh, I know I'm missing somebody, and I can't think who it is. Is it Stringfield Ridge? Maybe it's Stringfield Ridge. But my chat's not going, so I'm not getting any help right now. So, thanks so much. Have a wonderful evening. Take care. See you later. Bye-bye.